Welcome to Spirits in the Theater. Today we're going to talk about holding on to hope. Remember to subscribe to this channel, you guys. It's important for your health. When we're watching movies, we want to remember that the spirit of hope is something we are always looking for. The hero's journey, the conflict, the rising action, the villain, like that whole thing, we are looking for hope to be present, to come through, to manifest, to win in the end. Like, we're looking for that always, okay? So you want to be nice and like paranoid, like on the lookout, looking, hunting for when hope is showing up in the story in the big way. So when you're watching a movie, whether you're by yourself or with a group at home or you're at the theater or whatever, you want to go in with a heart posture already submissive to the invitation of hope coming and being part of your experience. We want to be ready to allow hope to pick us up and take us where he wants to go. We want to be responsive and susceptible. We don't want to like have him trying to convince us. We don't want to sit there and like, be oppositional. We want to be like on the balls of our feet, the edge of our seat, ready for hope to show up and for us to grab him. Because when the hope is happening in the story with the hero, that hope, while it might be pertaining to a specific fictional idea, the spirit of hope is being released, and that spirit is very much effectual in your own story, in your own details, in your relationships, in your trajectory, in the future, and all the things. Like, he is so necessary for you to move there into that stuff victoriously. And what is being displayed in a movie is releasing spirit for that agreement in your heart with the Lord to be fortified and to increase and to be reaffirmed, and for you to step into a deeper measure and awareness of the hope that is there to help you overcome. Christ in you, the hope of glory, like he is in there, you guys. And we want to be like mindful and susceptible and aware of when his nature is coming through, when it's showing up, that we allow that to flood our being and move us forward in our story so we can advance. There's a beautiful moment in The Matrix I want to talk about that to me is such a beautiful depiction of someone's resolve in hope. Beautiful. In The Matrix, Neo is on his journey trying to figure out if he's the one or not, right? And Trinity navigating, is she in love with this dude or not, right? And we know the Oracle told her that something about her, right, and a man or whatever, but we don't know what it is throughout the most of the movie. And then at the end, Neo dies. He gets shot multiple times in the chest and just dies, flatlines on the chair in the real world. So Trinity's over him in the real world, watching her honey die. And the Sentinel is tearing the ship open. Everything's about to go to hell. They're all about to die. Everything Trinity cares about is being destroyed in this moment, right? And she's standing over his lifeless body, and she says to him, Neo, I'm not afraid anymore. And you see sparks and chaos and destruction and things being torn apart in the background, and it's all quiet, and she's just having this moment. Neo, I'm not afraid anymore. You see, the Oracle told me that I would fall in love with a man, and that man would be the one. So you see, you can't be dead. Because I love you. You hear me? I love you. So she kisses him, right? Oh no, she says, so get up. And she kisses him. And then we look back into the Matrix, and Neo, bloodied up, just kind of collapsed in the hallway, opens his eyes. And we're like, what? Because he just died. And it was this like dramatic, drawn out moment where you're like, what the heck? The hero just died. And back then, this was a singular movie. It was the first of its kind. We were like, whoa, he's dead. And we had accepted that. And this movie's like gritty and like, it has this realistic, like, just grit to it. So, like, you understand, like, there's not a ton of, like, mercy or hope in this story in terms of violence and fighting and whatever. So you see this character against all odds. It's totally impossible, and yet, for some reason, he opens his eyes. And you're like, what? And he gets up, and he's alive, and you're like, what is happening? And he completely transforms from that moment, right? It ends with her, like, yelling for him to wake up, and he, like, wakes up. The whole thing, they turn on the EMP, blow up the thing, the bad guy dies in the real world, and then she stands over him and he's alive, and then they make out and everything's great. It is such a beautiful depiction of Trinity holding on to hope. You guys remember to subscribe to this channel. She didn't relent. She all of a sudden had this moment of clarity when everything was being taken from her. All that she had left was hope. She realized the things that she wondered, wanted to be true, considered, maybe, all of a sudden, when she had nothing left to bargain with, realized that's all she had. And then all of a sudden, with that clarity of vision and scope, she got to accept and embrace this moment of faith, like, this is it. This is the guy. He has to be the one because I love him. She realizes she's in love with him, and then that means he's it. He's the guy. So this can't actually be true. And the facts had to submit to what she knew, what she believed, based on what she was told. You guys, I cannot stress how powerful that moment is and how relevant it is to our lives. That is real. There are moments where you will realize the love that's inside of you is actually more powerful than the devastation happening in front of you. That's manifesting in the physical, like it's actually taking effect in the natural, and you can see it in their consequences. And if it contradicts what you know to be true in your heart, what your eyes of faith have seen and touched, then the thing in front of you has to bow. It does not get to be authoritative, it doesn't get to hold this place, and it doesn't get to move you. And if you can actually experience that breaking through, and you like, hope gets to come and inform you of what's true, not problems, not the enemy, not difficulty, not deficit, not lack, but hope, you are above this place. Nothing here can stop what the Lord is doing in your life. And that is the gospel. You are here to be victorious. You are here to live an abundant life. You're here to have your dreams come true, for your joy to be overflowing. God is expressing himself through the desires of your heart. You're supposed to be utterly victorious in this experience. That's normal. That's right. That's your lot. And so hope is the most normal thing in the world for you to be informed by and for you to be moved forward with. When we're watching movies, you guys, there are breaks of invitation where hope gets to come through and say, hey, I know all this other stuff happened. I know this isn't going on. I know that's all true. We're not denying any of that. And yet, and that's the thing we want to say yes to above anything else. Hope is here to change everything, starting with you. Your inner world gets to be utterly transformed as you submit to the authority and the power of hope, in spite of whatever else comes across your path. Hope wins every time. It will not disappoint. We want to be susceptible. We want to be ready. We want to be on the prowl and say yes to every ounce of hope that shows up every time. And remember, guys, when you're watching a movie, you're never alone. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Would love to hear some stories, you guys, of like other moments you've seen in movies where hope was just so radiating or being like introduced to you. I would love to hear those moments. Such beautiful, profound, worthwhile things to observe. Let's hear it.